Hey there everybody, it's Dizzy Debbie, and today I'm going to tell you and show you the products that I cannot live without. I've tried everything art-wise. I've done needle felting, I've done diamond painting, I've painted, I've done this, I've done that, mixed media, all this stuff. But I always come back to collaging. So today I'm going to show you all the products that I can't live without, the products that I always reach for. I'm going to show you my favorite brands. I'm going to leave paper out of it because I don't really have a specific paper. I use everybody's, all different kinds. So I'm going to leave that out of it today. Remember, with our products, it's always a preference. Some people may like the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, and you might like the Crayola. That's okay. It's up to you. You don't be limited about which ones you use. Don't say, oh, these are the best quality ones, so those are the ones I have to use. Use what you like. It's up to you. It's your art. You make the decisions into what you use. The first thing I'm going to show you here is this right here. This is the Tim Holtz mixed media mat. This here, I have this comes with a removable mat here. This one's for like acrylic and stuff like this. And underneath you have the mixing area and all that. But I have this on today because, as you know, this is tempered glass and there's a really bad reflection. So I kept this on. Usually this is off. I usually put it underneath and just keep it all glass. I absolutely love this thing. It's like one of the best buys I've ever had. I buy another one and another one and another one. These things are awesome. You can use them for so much stuff. Everything comes off of it. You can mix on here. You can clean your brushes on here. No big deal. Everything comes off. So that's my number one thing. I love using this for cutting, like when I use my hobby knives or X-Acto knives. The hobby knives, I love cutting on this, but the thing is, it dulls your blades so bad. It doesn't, and the funny thing is, X-Acto knife and hobby knife blades do not scratch this. The only thing that scratches this that I've seen so far are ceramic blades. So do not use ceramic blades on this. I love cutting on it, but it dulls the blade so quick that I don't. But go for it. If you like it, go for it. So the first thing I'm going to start with, really easy, pencils. My mechanical pencils. These two are my favorite. This is the Pentel Twist Up Click 0.9. I love this thing. It has the twist up eraser. You get other erasers you get extra with the pack. This came in a 2-pack. I got a blue and a black one. I have yet to have to use the black one. So anyways, what I like about this is that I like, it has that medium lead in it, but I love how this clicks here. At first, I thought it was going to be a problem. I really did, because, this is where you write. And I was like, oh, you might accidentally click that, as you're writing, but you don't. And it's so much easier, when you're using a mechanical pencil and you go and you run out of lead, instead of going like that, all you have to do is when you run out of lead, you just click it here and then keep going. And it's so easy. But this is the one I always reach for. Now, when it comes to sketching, I not only reach for this one, but I reach for this one. This is the Uni Kurotoka 0.5 point. This is awesome for sketching. It's like a normal mechanical pencil, it has the click up here. But what makes this different is this always has a point to it. Usually with mechanical pencils, as you're using it, the lead gets flat at the top. This one does not, because they made it to where the lead turns as it goes. So like when you press down and then press up, the lead turns. So it makes sure it always has a fine point. I don't know if you could see this. I'll try to show you. There's like a little circle in here. Let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you can, but see, every time you press on it, there's a little circle. It goes all around, showing you that the blade turns, which constantly gives you a fine point to it. The lead is great. I would suggest getting it if you're a major sketcher and stuff like that. I would suggest getting it if you're a collager, but this is my favorite. Next up, I'll talk about fine point markers. I don't really consider these ones fine point, but I always have these next to me. These are the watercolor dual tip markers. This is from Artist Loft, and this is Tombow. So I always have these next to me. It's kind of, I have them because I have a little hack that I use with them, but I'm going to be doing a hacks video on hacks next. So that's why I have these. I'll have to explain why later, but I always have these next to me, and I always have these fine point ones. This is a new one I just got. It's the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, and it's a medium point, 0.7. I got the whole kit of black, so I have every, the fine points, the brush tip points, everything, but this one tends to be my favorite. And these are really awesome because they react with water, so they're good. I mean, I would suggest you get them, but like I said, it's preference. Next up is my good old ultra fine tip Sharpie. You can do so much with these things. Outlining with these both are awesome. Next up, we have erasers. I have so many different erasers. It's crazy. I have pink ones, and I have pens, everything else. These are the ones I go for the most. This is the, let me see the name, the Pentel Click Eraser. You just push up like that. Works good. It's like the regular white eraser, just like this. These two here are my favorite. They're from the same company. They're the Tombow Mono Zeros. I have the circle point one, and I have the rectangle point one. The thing is with these is if you're erasing something, you have to make sure that the top up here doesn't have any black on it. You'll go and erase some pencil or whatever, and the top will get black on it. And then when you go to use it again, if it still has that black on it, it'll smudge your paper. So just make sure it always has a clean tip to it. Then I have this. This is a Faber-Castell Perfection. It has the white eraser on one side. It's not really like these white erasers. It's a harder version. They say this is more for like India ink and stuff like that. I don't know if it really works that well. But then there's this one, and it's just a regular pink eraser just like this. They work good. I mean, if you need to get to a small spot, all these work really good. This is a glue eraser. I cannot remember the brand of it, but I use white backgrounds a lot when I do my collages. And there's that sometimes where you get that streak of glue and it's black and it's gross. This erases it off really good. You have to make sure the corners are clean though before you do it, because as you can see, I've used this. So you just kind of want to pick off the black part. But it works awesome as long as you do it the right way. You don't use it like that. You want to push it like that. It's awesome. At first, I didn't really know how to use it, but in the end, I now love it. So erasers are done. Next up, we have glue. Okay, sorry about that. I have my Ohu stick. This is a great stick glue. I love it. I used to use the Elmer's, but I like this one a lot better. It's thicker. I think they make smaller size ones, but I rather have that one. I also have the Tombow dual tip. This is a two-way glue. On one side, you get the fine point. On the other side, you get a more bold point. This is like a rubber piece here with the hole there, and it just helps you to rub, give it an even layer. It's two-way glue in the fact that if you glue something down when this is wet, you put this on a piece of paper, glue it down, it stays permanent. If you put glue on it and then let it dry, it's repositionable. It's almost like making it into a Post-it. You could reposition it. It's not permanent though. One of my favorites to use is this Zig. It's also a two-way glue, but the end of this is more like a ballpoint pen. You squeeze it as you go along. I use it all the time. I've tried the other Zig marker ones. I had the fine point marker and the chisel tip marker, and I really didn't like them, but these work really good. I also had this one. This is a Quickie Glue pen. It's like a regular ballpoint pen, and this works good like if you're, you know, have something really small, like a really small line of paper you're using. So that works good, but really these are the ones I go for. Now this glue I recommend for everybody. This is the Eileen's Tacky Glue. I don't use it all the time, but I do use it. I think everybody has a reason to use this. If I'm doing a collage and I want to glue something down other than paper, this is what I reach for. It's awesome. Like I said, I don't need it all the time, but I do need it, and I suggest that everybody get this. Next thing up is, these are adhesives as well in a way. These are, I have the double-sided tape, and this is another Tombow item, permanent adhesive. This is a glue runner. It's great. When you use paper, if you use this, you get such a flat put down, like it goes down so flat. There's no bubbles, there's no nothing like that. I mean, it's smooth. The thing is with this, you can control it to make sure it's on the edge, but you might accidentally go off the edge. So I would suggest, like if I'm gluing something, I'll go to the edge on here and go that way, make sure I get the edge, and then I could just take off what's left. They have one like this, there's dots, and then they have repositional glue. Like I said, kind of make it into a post-it. I have the permanent. It works great. It goes down flat. The thing that you have to remember is that when it's down, it's down. There's no taking it back up. It's down. Then I have my double-sided tape. I have score tape here. I have the 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch. And I have, this is Gina K's magic tape. It's a 1/8 inch double-sided tape. Now this is similar to that glue runner. The only thing with this is you get to decide and very strategically put it down. So like if you have an edge, you can take this off and put it down perfectly and then press down and then pull up. It works really good. It gives you a clean, a clean glue down. You don't have to worry about there being bubbles or nothing like that. So that's also a clean way to do it. Other thing, can't live without gesso. I need gesso. This is regular, like matte gesso, the white gesso. It's Liquitex. I use it all the time. Sometimes I mix it with paint, so I get different colors of gesso for backgrounds. As you can see, it's used a lot, and it has a lot of love to it. But I use it all the time. I want to get the clear gesso just to try it out, but this is by far my favorite. I also have like Mod Podge and stuff like that, and I use it, but this is what I go for first. I think Mod Podge is more for gluing down. I don't really think it's for priming, but this is awesome. Another thing I can't live without, it's kind of weird, Scotch tape. I love the regular Scotch tape. As you see, I've had this thing for so long. It's all junked up and everything else. It's for like gift wrapping, I think. Yeah, down here's a blade so you can cut the wrapping paper. But as you see, it's really kind of junked up. So I just bought this recently. It's really cute. It has a little blade here that cuts it like that. I don't use this like with collaging in general. I don't like tape down my pictures and stuff with Scotch tape, but I do use this for other things. I use it to store images. I use it to tape down the paper, what I'm using. Like if I'm using Bristol board, I'll tape it down on here at the edges to make sure it doesn't get a wrinkle to it, stuff like that. I also sometimes I use glue dots. These are really cute. I don't know if you could see it in there. I keep them in there because you're supposed to have them out. The thing usually comes here and you can take it out, but I noticed that they get a lot of dust on them and they're not as sticky. So now I keep them inside. I don't take them out. But they're really easy when it comes to gluing down something small. You could just stick it on there, put it down. And because it's like a little dot, it kind of gives you a little bit of dimension. So that's cool in a way too. Another thing are scissors. These are my favorite. These are the Tim Holtz tonic scissors. These are, I can't remember the name of these. They start with an H, but I love these. I use these the most. Now this is another brand of his scissors. These ones have a perforated edge to them, but the edge isn't like to the point where you cut with it, you can notice. What it does, it has such a clean cut to it, and it cuts so good, and the perforated edges makes it self-sharpening, whereas this one doesn't. The thing I wish about this one though is that the blade was longer, like long as this one. But they both work good for two different reasons. I use both of them. You know, they can't do without scissors if you're collaging. Next up is my brayer. I have other brayers for like my jelly plate and painting and stuff like this. But the reason I use this one the most, I got this with a Mod Podge kit, is I use this for when I glue. I'll glue something down on my paper and then I'll go over it with this just to make sure it's down, it's flat, and it's on there. There's no edges raised up or anything like that. I love this thing. It has like the edge to where you can like do that to make it clean. I never use that. I just use that. So as you can see, it's kind of junked up. I have to clean it, but it's easy to pop out and clean. Next up, I have my tweezers. These are my Sizzix tweezers. They're curved, which is awesome. These are really good for picking up small pieces and gluing them down. I use a lot of old paper, like I use magazines from the 50s and 60s. So some of those tend to be real thin, and these are really, really sharp at the end. Like not sharp enough to like cut you, but sharp enough to go through the paper. So you have to really be careful when lifting up thin paper with this because it will go through. But they're awesome. They work great. Can't live without them. Another thing is pencils. As you can see, I have a bunch here. I keep them all in this. I have color pencils from so many different brands. I have Prismacolors. I have polychromos. I have Crayolas. I have this and that. So I keep all of the whites and the blacks in here. So all the white and black from the Prismacolor Premieres are in here. White and black from Polychromos. White and black from my, where are they? Beloved Luminance Caran d'Ache. These things are awesome. I love those colored pencils. But to me, Prismacolors are like a cheaper yet great version of that. These tend to be too, that's not it. These tend to be, those Luminance tend to be too expensive. I also keep my gel pens in here, my jelly rolls. I usually have a Uniball Signo, but I lost it. I need to get a new one. I also keep my Stabilo All pens in here. I have, I can't probably find them. There's my white one, black one. I have a green, here it is, green one in here. I don't know if you've tried Stabilo All, but they're really cool. I love using them. They're so beautiful. You could do so much with them, especially when you add water to them. It's like magic. It's great. I also keep like my, what is this? My burnisher, and where was that at? I just had it. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. My burnisher and my colorless blender in here. Yeah, there it is. My blender in here as well. And, you know, I have a little, I have a little number 2 pencil, just a random mechanical pencil, and just random stuff in there. So those are my faves. Another thing, going to the next, is my little water pot thing. I absolutely love this little guy. I have a basin too, which is a bigger version of this from Jerry's Autorama. And that one works really good too, but I only use that when I'm doing like a big, I'm using acrylics and stuff like that. I use this one when I'm just doing watercolors or using my water brushes. It has a little, it has this so it keeps the water in, which is great. It has the little handle. Then you open it up, it holds the water in there. It has this little braided thing at the end to clean your brushes. Also, I keep a paint puck in here. That's another thing I can't live without. Those are so awesome for cleaning your paintbrushes. So I have them next to each other. This thing works so good. It's so cute. I love carrying it around, and it's a must-have, at least for me. Next thing I cannot live without is my hobby knives, aka X-Acto knives. This is an Olfa X-Acto knife or hobby knife. I like this one. Normally people use the regular X-Acto knives number 11 blades, which I have one. Ooh, I have one right here. I don't know why I have such a hard time using these. I don't know if it's because they're bendy or what. A lot of people use these, but for some reason, I think it's how large it is. I have such a problem using these. So I got this Olfa one. The blade's a lot smaller and it works great. This came with it. It's all the blades. I use that one whenever I'm cutting stuff out. When I can't cut it with scissors, I use that. And let me tell you, I have so many hobby knives. It's crazy trying to find the best one, and this is the first one I got out of all of them, and of course this is the one I end up liking the most. But that's how it goes for me, man. Okay, next up, a heat gun. I can't live without this thing either. They work so good. I got this off of Amazon. A lot of the stuff I got is off Amazon. I love Amazon. But I got this heat gun. I think it was like $20. It has a little stand thing here, which I really never use. Turns on. I have it plugged in. I always have it plugged in. But I absolutely love this. You can dry, if you're using watercolors, you could dry the first layer. It helps it so that, when you add too much water to the paper starts to bend and everything. This prevents it from that. Also, it makes the gluing and everything a lot quicker. You don't have to wait in between layers. It's not definite. You can even use a hair dryer if you wanted to, but I got this heat gun. I cannot tell you the brand. Mifey? I don't know. But this is what I use to dry them off in between layers. Next thing are my squirt bottles. I love these. I have the Jane Davenport, which I absolutely love Jane Davenport. And I have the Ranger Mister. I use these all the time when I'm trying to get effects. Sometimes I'll use them to spread out color. I'll use these to prep my watercolors. I'll spray them down to prep them. And these things work like a jam. I mean, I love these squirt bottles. I use them every day, I swear. Up next is putty. I use this sticky putty for everything. This is the Tombow Extreme Sticky Putty, and I feel so bad. I cannot remember the name of this. It's not Blue Tack. I feel bad, but I use this for everything. Everything. I use it to stick up my heat gun on my wall. I use it to stick up my rulers because these things are so annoying to store. They always fall out. My desk in my art studio in here is right in front of a mirror. Right in front of a window. So I'll take the sticky putty and I go around the window sill with it. So the bottom of the window and around the window has all these rulers. But I use this for a lot, holding down paper. A lot. And of course I can't think of anything right now, but I use it. Another thing is obviously the ruler. This one's my favorite. It's from Westcott. If you, just a little tip, if you use rulers a lot, get one with a corked bat, has a cork on the corked backing. This prevents it from slipping. I wish, I wish my camera's going all over the place. I wish I would have known that ahead of time, because when you're trying to cut something and this thing goes like that, your cut can be off. It doesn't help. So get a corked backing. That really helped me a lot, that little tip. Next up are my water brushes. I have so many different brands, and I can't remember them all. These are Tombow. These are my brand new ones I just got. Amazing. I got these two out of a art kit, or a watercolor kit. This one came from Jerry Q watercolors, and this one came with my Gansai Tambia watercolors. I'll talk about them more. I'm going to go through different reviews of different products that I have. So some of them came in a set, like these ones. These came in a 3 set, and then some of them came with other stuff. Like this one came in, I can't remember. I think I got like a watercolor pencil set, and this came with it. It's Derwent. Then some of them I bought as a set off of Amazon, of course, and stuff. I love these things. Another thing I do with these, I'll tend to squirt water down like that on my mat. And when I need to clean, like if I'm painting and my brush gets dirty, I'll just do that to clean it off sometimes. It really helps. That's one thing that's great about this mat. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's clear. It comes out so clear. This mat is so awesome. The bad thing about it is reflective for videos. That's the only bad thing. But yeah, water brushes, a need for me. Now, I don't know how I did it, but I got the most beautiful, expensive cup to hold this. Let me show you guys. JK. My son was eating cereal. I saw this. I use these cups for everything. Not necessarily Lucky Charms cups or cereal cups. I use cups out of the kitchen, cups from here, cups from there. So yeah, ain't I lucky to get something like this? Oh, that was a horrible joke. Next up, cutting board. I have bigger ones. I tend to use this one more because, like, when I'm cutting an image out of a book or something like that, I really put this in between, and it's easier to cut that way. And, I think that's the end. I think I showed you everything that I use. So thank you so much for watching my video. I'll have more coming up. And remember, there's no such thing as bad art. A mistake to you is a masterpiece to somebody else. Thanks, guys.